There's a place way down in Bed-Stuy where
Hey YouTube, welcome to my channel. Has it been a day? So, it's currently Friday the 13th and St. Louis is in the midst of an ice storm. So it's ridiculously cold, it's wet and icy outside, and also setting up for this video kind of destroyed my will to live. I had to totally rearrange for my video, as you can see by my backdrop's different. I also had to kind of figure out where to plug in my studio light and also my camera charger, and I tripped over everything I could possibly trip over while I was setting up. It was ridiculous. So I managed to get everything set up and I recorded some of this video, and my SD card ran out of memory and I didn't notice it until like 5 minutes later, and so I had to like wipe everything from the SD card, and when I plugged it back in it was like, there's no memory on here, and I was like, you're a dirty rotten liar, there is memory on here, I just wiped it. So I had a totally different video planned for today too. I wasn't going to record a new one today, but then the other day I got these in the mail. These are two of the brand new Jeffree Star Cosmetics metallic shades. I got them in Dream House, which is this ridiculous hot pink one, and No Tea No Shade, which is the shade that I am wearing right now. It's like a purpley shade. I don't really know how to describe it, but I'm in love with it. So in today's video, I am showing you how I got this look that is on my face. I really had no idea what I was doing when I started recording. I just wanted to build a look around this shade, so this is what I came up with. I used mostly the Naked 2 palette and the Naked 2 Basics, which are my favorite. I wear them every time I film. So yeah, stay tuned and you'll see how I got this look. Take my jacket off. I'm going to take my jacket off for this because I always get hot when I'm doing my makeup. So to start out, I am going to use my Benefit Porefessional primer. This is literally just a sample I have because I'm cheap and I don't use it all the time, so I don't really see the need. So I'm kind of like adjusting my mirror. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is just get a little bit out of here, teeny tiny amount, and just put that on my forehead, a little bit under my eyes, because this just smooths out the appearance of pores. And then for the rest of my face to prime, I'm going to use the Benefit 15-hour primer. I'm not really sure if this is actually 15-hour primer because I don't wear my makeup for 15 hours. That's kind of bad. So this also isn't really my favorite primer because it's kind of like it's a stick, and I don't know, it's like a little hard to put on. But what I'm gonna do is just kind of draw some lines on my face with it, and then blend that out once I get it kind of all over where I need it. I'm going to start blending out, just kind of blending that primer in with the other primer I used, and to give myself a full coverage, I'm using just a damp beauty blender. It's kind of my go-to for everything, and I like to use it damp because I feel like it kind of smooths everything out a little bit better. So next I'm going to use concealer, and my favorite concealer I've ever used is the Hard Candy Glamoflague concealer. I find that it really covers everything and blends really nicely, and it's really cheap. Like, you get it at Walmart. It's really nice. For foundation today, I'm going to be using the Kat Von D Lacquer Foundation, and I use the shade Light 44 because I'm pale. And I love this foundation because it's really smooth and it gives that really airbrush kind of look, and it pretty much covers all of my anything I need to cover, all of my breakouts, discoloration on my skin, and it also goes a long way. Like, I literally use that much to cover the majority of my face, which is really nice. I forgot to do this in the beginning, but I'm also going to just kind of prime my lips with regular lip balm from Walgreens because that's what I found in my house. With Jeffree Star's lip liner or lipstick formula, I really like to prime my lips with lip balm first, just because for me they're a little drying. I don't know if they're drying for everybody else because everyone's skin is different, but I find that since they're so long lasting and long wearing, they can kind of dry my skin out. So next I'm going in with the Kat Von D powder foundation in the shade Light 45, and I love using this to set my foundation just because it gives it, again, a really nice smooth airbrush look. And I'm putting this on with my Real Techniques powder brush. It's just a nice fluffy brush I only use it for my powder. Okay, so next I am going to contour and highlight my face, and I forgot to open up my brush roll before I started filming, my bad. What's going on? My phone is exploding. Of course, I don't have any friends throughout the day, but once I start recording, everybody wants to talk to me. So, okay, I got my brush roll all opened up. So, of course, sticking with the Kat Von D theme, I'm going to contour and highlight with the Shade and Light palette, and I'm using these two shades over here. They're my favorite. They match my skin tone the most. As you can see, I've hit pan on this one already because it is my favorite. So what I do first is I contour first, just because I like to have my highlight kind of layered on top of it, because I found that sometimes my face can get muddy if I do it the other way around. So I'm just going to I'm taking this Morphe angled face brush. As you can see, it is my go-to contour brush. And to blend that out, I'm going to take this Morphe powder brush and just buff it into my skin. And I contour the shit out of my nose. As you can see, my nose, I'm not a big fan of the shape of it. It's really the only thing I don't like on my face that much. So I'm just going to take this like Morphe flat eyeshadow brush and so next I'm going to go in with that lighter shade. I would tell you the names of these, but the back of the package really confuses me, and so I don't really know the names. So to highlight, I just use the same brush I use to contour, because it's the best contour brush I've really used. I've tried a lot, and this is just kind of my favorite. So now that I have used this contour and highlight, I'm going to go in with a little blush. This is my favorite blush I've ever used. I have used a lot. It is the Bare Minerals blush in the shade Rose Radiance. It is nice because it's got a little bit of glitter to it, but it's not overly glittery. For highlight, I am going to use this Makeup Revolution Vivids highlighter powder. This is my go-to highlighter. I absolutely love it. It's in the shade Golden Lights, and this was super cheap. I got it at Ulta for like I think $6, and it's really nice. It's a fantastic bargain highlighter, and it has the best texture to any highlighter I've ever used, and I've used more high-end ones. I tried the Sephora one and I didn't like it. I've used the ColourPop ones and I didn't really like how they apply, but this is definitely my go-to highlighter. So I'm using a Morphe fan brush, just a little fan brush, to put this on. I'm just gonna... Okay, so sorry for the weird jump cut in frames. I realized my camera memory card ran out of space in the middle of doing this, so I went ahead and just finished my left eye, and as you can see, this is what I decided to do with it. So I'm going to show you how I got this look on my right eye. Okay, so to start with, I am going to use my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just tap this all over my eyelid. Make sure to blend it out. And the first shade that I'm going to go in with is the shade Skimp on my Naked Basics 2 palette. I use this shade for pretty much everything because I think it's a great base shade. I mostly use this because I hate how my eyeshadow sticks to the eye primer when I'm using it. So I'm going to put this on with this fluffy eyeshadow brush from Morphe. And I'm just going to load this brush up. I'll blend this all onto my eyelid, making sure to take it up to the brow bone as well. And after I use that shade, I'm going to go in with the shade Stark from the Naked 2 Basics palette. Also take that from lash line to brow bone. The next shade I'm going to go in with is Cover from the same palette. As you can see, it's one of my favorites. Kind of start to hit pan on it. And I'm going to apply this with another flat eyeshadow brush from Morphe. I'm just going to take that over my entire lid, making sure to blend it into the crease. And after I've got that nice and blended, blend it out a little bit with my finger. This pencil brush from Morphe, and dip that into the shade Tease on the Naked 2 palette. I'm a big fan of this brush just because it is very precise. I'm just going to use windshield wiper motions to blend that out. And then I'm going to take my Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush and in the shade Tease again, and then just blend that crease out even more with the shade Busted from the Naked 2 palette, and just really load that up on a flat eyeshadow brush. I'm going to use this one. A little bit on my finger as well. I'm actually going to take a little bit on my finger as well and can just pat that into the center of my eyelid. Just pat that on in there. Go in with the shade Primal and use that again on a fluffier flat eyeshadow brush, and yeah, just blend that in there just to darken up the outer corner again. And so the final shade I'm going to be applying is the shade Booty Call to my inner corner as a highlight. So this is what the finished eyeshadow looks like. So next I'm going to do a liquid eyeliner, Cat Eye. I'm going in with the Precision Longwear, oh god, it's like shiny. The Precision Longwear liner from Tarte. This is probably my favorite eyeshadow, or my favorite eyeliner pen, just because it is a nice felt tip pen and it goes very thin, so you get a really precise application. So yeah, that is my eyeliner. And then what I'm going to do next is take the shade Undone from the Naked 2 Basics palette on a nice little Morphe liner brush, and just kind of smoke out the liner on my lower lash line to get that smokier look along the lash line. I'm going to take my finger and just blend that even more. So finally it is time to do my lashes. So I have this little lash curler from Sephora. I'm just going to gently curl my lashes. And I'm going to do a few coats of the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. This is the waterproof edition. So excited they finally came out with this earlier, or late last year I guess it is now. So that is my finished eye look. And next I'm going to do my eyebrows. And my go-to product for brows when I'm doing more of a glam look like this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, and I use the shade Taupe. And then I have this angled liner brush from Morphe that I'm going to just, I kind of like to do a little bit of a gradient on my eyebrows, so like I'll get darker as I head towards the tail end. God, this one's not cooperating with me today. See, this one decided to behave. This one not so much. So now that my brows are done, I'm going to take, go back into the Naked palette and the shade Booty Call. Again, just on any brush will work, honestly. Just, I'll use this flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to take that and just along my eyebrow for a highlight. So yeah, this is the finished eye look with brows. Pretty happy with it. So now is the time to do lips. So I'm just gonna open it up, and what I tend to do with these is just kind of wipe a little bit extra off on the edge and then start right in the middle of my lower lip. So my impressions of this shade, No Tea No Shade, I really like it. I did notice it kind of applies a little streaky. It's a little bit of a thinner formula, but I fix that just by kind of like tapping the applicator onto my lips to kind of cover up where the color wasn't as opaque. I know a lot of people are kind of complaining about the formulation I saw on the internets, but I really like it actually. I think it goes on pretty smooth. It's a little tacky still. I applied it about like 3 or so minutes ago. So it says on the box that it should take only 60 seconds to dry, but I found that my other ones don't dry as quickly, mainly because I probably because I do chapstick underneath them, so they have to like dry over that maybe. So I'm a huge fan of his makeup. I only have his liquid lipsticks, but I have a lot. At some point I'm going to film a video showcasing my makeup collection, and you will be able to see just how many shades I have. I'm a little bit obsessed. So yeah, if you like this look, let me know in the comments. Give the video a like. If you want to see more makeup tutorials or just makeup related videos, let me know. And make sure to please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. We are up to 9 subscribers as of now. Oh my gosh, I've only had this channel for 3 days. So that's super exciting. So let's try to get me to some more. Share this video with your friends, like it, subscribe, all those fun things. Bye!